We will solve some problems regarding the chapter AC. First problem, a 100 ohm resistor is connected to a 220 volt 50 hertz AC supply. What is the RMS value of current in the circuit? What is the net power consumed over a full cycle? So very simple problem. So here given resistor of resistance 100 ohm. It is connected to an AC source of voltage, that is VRMS, or in some textbook they will write it as capital V, both are same. They will write it as capital V. Now we are using a VRMS, that is 220 volts, and frequency is given, so nu is equal to 50 hertz supply. It is connected to a resistor. What you have to calculate? We have to calculate IRMS. For frequency, in some textbook they will use F, and in NCERT textbook we are using the notation nu. IRMS we have to calculate, and the power, average power dissipated in the circuit, that we have to work out. We know that very simple, IRMS is equal to VRMS divided by R. VRMS divided by impedance is the general formula. Here we are using only the resistor. Now VRMS is 220 volts divided by 100. Therefore, IRMS value, it is 2.2 amps. Very simple steps. Next, we have to calculate what is the power dissipation. Now, power dissipation is the product of VRMS into IRMS. Okay. So that is equal to RMS value of the voltage. It is 220. IRMS is 2.2. If you multiply that one, you will get 484 watts of power is dissipated in that pure resistive circuit. Next problem, the peak voltage of an AC supply is 300 volts. What is the RMS voltage? Second part, the RMS value of current is 10 amps. What is the peak current? It's very simple. So given peak voltage is given, that is Vm. In some textbook they will write it as V0. In some textbook they are using V0, both are same. That should be is equal to how much? It is 300 volts. Now we have to calculate RMS value of the voltage. We know the simple relation. So VRMS is equal to Vm divided by root 2, simple formula. Therefore, that is equal to 300 by root 2. That is 300 by root 2 is 1.41. Now, if you work out with the help of a calculator, 300 divided by 1.41, I am getting 212.8 volts. 212.8 volts, that is the RMS value of the voltage. Now second part, now this is A and B. Now here given RMS current is given, IRMS, that is equal to 10 amps. Now we have to calculate peak value of the current, that is IM, that we are going to work out. So very simple relation. Now IM is equal to root 2 into IRMS, that we know. Okay. Now root 2 is once again 1.41 multiplied by 10. Therefore, simple multiplication, 14.1 amps. 14.1 amps. This is the RMS peak value of the current. Next problem. A 44 millihenry inductor is connected to a 220 volt 50 hertz AC supply. Determine the RMS value of the current in the circuit and net power absorbed over one complete cycle. So simple problem. It is an inductive circuit. So given the inductance L is equal to 44 millihenry, or that is equal to 44 into 10 raised to minus 3 Henry. Okay. It is applied to a voltage AC source. Its VRMS value is given, that is 220 volt. Having a frequency, it is 50 hertz. RMS value of the current that we have to calculate. In order to find out the RMS value, we have to first work out inductive reactance. What is that one? Opposition offered by the inductor to the AC. From that on, we have to calculate IRMS. And we have to calculate what is the average power dissipated over one complete cycle. These three things we have to work out. Now first one, the inductive reactance XL is given by the formula 2 pi nu into L. XL is equal to omega into L. Omega is 2 pi nu, therefore 2 pi nu into L, that is equal to 2 into 3.14 into 50 into L is 44 into 10 raised to minus 3. Okay. Therefore, XL is equal to 44 into 3.14 is equal to 138.16 into 52 is 100, that is 10 raised to plus 2, 10 raised to minus 3. Therefore, it is 10 raised to minus 1, or I will get XL is equal to 13.82. 816 we are getting. If you round it out, we will get 13.82 ohms. That is the inductive reactance. Now RMS value of the current in the circuit. IRMS is equal to, it's very simple, VRMS divided by inductive reactance. VRMS, that is 220 divided by 13.82. Therefore, IRMS value is equal to 220 divided by 13.82. That is equal to 15.92 amps. 15.92 amps of current is flowing in the circuit. And lastly, power dissipation. Since it is an inductive circuit, there is a phase difference between the applied voltage and the current flowing through the circuit. Since it is inductive, voltage leads the current. Voltage mundirtane, current hindirtane. Therefore, the phase angle between the voltage and the current is obviously 90 degree. Then average power dissipation is given by VRMS, IRMS along with the term cos phi. That term we have called it as power factor. That means power dissipation not only depends on the voltage and not only depends on the current, but it also depends on cosine of the angle between the voltage and the current. That is power factor we have called. So VRMS, that is 220, IRMS 15.92, cos 90, that is 0. Therefore, power dissipation over one complete cycle is 0. Now, if you take the AC cycle, now this is positive half cycle and this is the negative half cycle. During the positive half cycle, power is absorbed by the circuit. During the negative half cycle, power is returned back to the battery. That is the power supply. In the positive half cycle, power is absorbed. In the negative half cycle, that power is retrieved to the battery, and hence the power dissipation over one complete cycle in the case of pure inductive, we are talking about the pure inductive circuit, the power dissipation is 0. But in practical we know that inductor is having a certain, that coil is having a certain resistance, and hence a small amount of power is dissipated. Next problem, a 60 microfarad capacitor is connected to a 110 volt 60 hertz AC supply. Determine the RMS value of the current in the circuit and net power absorbed over one complete cycle. Here given capacitor of capacitance 60 microfarad, that is equal to 60 into 10 to the power of minus 6 farad. Voltage, RMS value of the voltage, VRMS, here it is 110 volts, which is used in Western countries. They are using 110 volts and 60 hertz frequency. The frequency is 60 hertz. Determine the RMS value. First we have to calculate the capacitive reactance, we have to calculate. Okay. From that one, the RMS value of the current, that we have to work out, and the average power dissipated over one complete cycle. Very simple problem. Now capacitive reactance, Xc is given by 1 upon omega c, that is equal to 1 upon 2 pi nu c. Okay. Now Xc is equal to 1 upon 2 into 3.14 into frequency is 60 here, and this one is 16 into 10 to the power of minus 6. If I simplify this one, 1 upon 2 into 3.14 into 60 into 60, that is equal to, I am getting 22,608 into 10 raised to minus 6. Xc is equal to 1 upon 22,608 is equal to 0.0000442 into 10 raised to minus 6 numerator bandre, it becomes plus 6. If I further simplify this one, I am getting 44.2 ohms. The capacitive reactance is 44.2 ohms, and hence the RMS value of the current, IRMS, is equal to, it is VRMS divided by Xc. Now VRMS is 110, Xc is 44.2. Therefore IRMS is equal to 110 divided by 44.2. is equal to 2.49 amps. This amount of current is flowing through that capacitive circuit. Now the average power consumed, that is equal to VRMS, IRMS along with cos phi, which is the power factor. In the case of a pure capacitive circuit, phi is 90 degree, that is current is leading the voltage. Current mundirtane, voltage hindirtane. Hagagi pure capacitive circuit tagondre, so this is 110 VRMS, IRMS is 2.49 and cos 90 is 0. Therefore average power consumed for one complete cycle is 0. That means during the positive half cycle the power is drawn by the source. During the negative half cycle, the power is retrieved or given to the source, and hence average power consumption for one complete cycle is 0. Next problem, obtain the resonance frequency omega r of a series LCR circuit with L is equal to 2 Henry Capacitance C is equal to 32 microfarad. R is equal to resistance 10 ohm. What is the Q value of the given circuit? Very simple problem. So it is an LCR circuit. So with L is equal to 2 Henry and capacitance C is equal to 32 microfarad, that is equal to 32 into 10 to the power of minus 6 farad, and resistance is 10 ohm. What we have to calculate? The resonance frequency. Since they have given omega r, we will take omega r. But it can also be written as omega naught. Then we have to calculate the quality factor or sharpness of resonance. Now we will work out resonance frequency. The resonance frequency omega r is equal to 1 upon root LC. What is the condition to get the resonance? That is, we know XC should be is equal to XL. The capacitive reactance should be is equal to the inductive reactance. That we know. Therefore, omega r is equal to 1 upon root 2 into 32 into 10 to the power of minus 6. That is 1 upon root 2 into 32 64 into 10 to the power of minus 6. So square root of 64 is 8 into 10 to the power of minus 3, or omega r is equal to 1 by 8. 1 by 4 is 0.25. 1 by 8 is 0.125 into 10 to the power of minus 3 goes to the numerator, it becomes plus 3. Therefore, we are getting the resonance frequency is 125 radian per second. So, since it is angular frequency, therefore it is written in radians per second. Similarly, we will work out the quality factor. Now, the quality factor of this circuit is given by the resonance frequency L divided by R. Now, resonance frequency we have 125, L is 2 divided by 10. Therefore, quality factor is equal to 25. Quality factor of the circuit is 25. Next problem, a series LCR circuit with R is equal to 20 ohm, L is equal to 1.5 Henry, capacitance C is equal to 35 microfarad is connected to a variable frequency 200 volt AC supply. When the frequency of the supply equals the natural frequency of the circuit, what is the average power transferred to the circuit in one complete cycle? Now this is an LCR circuit with resonance condition. So given here, inductor L is 1.5 Henry, capacitor C is equal to 35 microfarad, that is 35 into 10 to the power of minus 6 farad, and resistor 20 ohm, resistor is 20 ohm, is connected to an AC source of RMS value 200 volts. Frequency is not constant, frequency is variable one. At particular frequency, when the supply frequency equals the natural frequency, that is the condition of resonance. Now, what is the average power transmitted or transferred? For that one, I have to calculate impedance. Total impedance of the circuit that we have to calculate, that at resonance, and from that one I have to calculate it IRMS value of the current, and hence we have to calculate power dissipation. Since it is the condition of resonance, therefore Xc should be is equal to XL. Therefore, we know the expression for impedance, it is equal to R square plus Xc minus XL whole square. In some textbook they use XL minus XC, both are same, but here we have written assuming that XC greater than XL. Okay, that's it. Since these two are equal, therefore the impedance becomes minimum, that is the resistance. Impedance becomes resistance, therefore we got Z is equal to R, and current becomes maximum. Therefore, the RMS value of the current is VRMS divided by R here, not Z, because Z is equal to R ಆಗಿದ್ರಿಂದ so impedance ನಮಗೆ ಬರಲಿ only resistive ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ. So this is 200 and resistance value is 20. Therefore, IRMS value of the current is 10 amps. This much amount of current is flowing through that circuit. Now we have to calculate power. Now the average power dissipated is VRMS IRMS into cos phi, where cos phi is the power factor, phi is the phase angle between the current and the voltage. Even though this circuit contains the inductor and the capacitor, at resonance, inductive reactance is equal to capacitive reactance. Therefore, impedance is only due to resistive. The entire circuit serves as a resistive circuit. In the case of a resistive circuit, both the current and the voltage are in phase. Then what is the phase angle? In the case of a resistive circuit, phase angle is 0. We know that. Therefore, power dissipated at resonance is VRMS is 200 and current is 10 and cos 0, that is 1. We know that. Therefore, we are getting 2000 watts of power is dissipated at resonance. Next problem. A radio can tune over the frequency range of portion of a megawatt broadcasting band 800 kilohertz to 1200 kilohertz. If its LC circuit has an effective inductance of 200 microfarad, what must be the range of its variable capacitor? We have a receiver, that is radio receiver. It contains an LC circuit. It is going to receive the frequency range from 800 kilohertz to 1200 kilohertz. 800 kilohertz, it is one particular station, assume it, and 1200 kilohertz, it is another particular station. This range of stations it is going to receive. Therefore, it contains an LC circuit receiver. Now here, in order to receive all the frequencies, inductor value is fixed, the capacitor is variable as shown in that diagram. So if you are going to vary the capacitor, then the resonant frequency is varied and that particular station is received by the radio. Now we have to calculate what are the two values of the capacitor, C1 and C2. Now here given frequency range is given, the initial frequency, that is 800 kilohertz, that is 800 into 10 to the power of 3 or 8 into 10 to the power of 5 hertz. Okay. The maximum frequency range is 1200 kilohertz, or it is 1200 into kilo means 10 to the power of 3 hertz, or I will write it as 1.2 into 10 to the power of 6 hertz. 1.2 into 10 to the power of 6 hertz. And a value of the inductor is given, L is equal to, that is 200 microhenry, that is 200 into 10 to the power of minus 6 Henry. Now we have to calculate here what is the initial capacitance C1 and what is the second end limit of the capacitor, that is the lower limit of the capacitor and the upper limit of the capacitor, that we have to work out. Okay. So for that one we are using the formula of resonance frequency. Now we know the first resonance frequency is given by 1 upon 2 pi root of L C1. Resonance frequency is equal to 1 upon 2 pi root of L C1. Squaring, we get nu 1 square is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi square L C1. Now what is C1 from this one? Therefore C1 is equal to 1 upon 4 pi square L nu 1 square. C1 is this much, 1 upon 4 pi square L nu 1 square. Now substitute the values and simplify. 1 divided by 4 into 3.14 whole square. Inductance is 200 into 10 to the power of minus 6 into first frequency 8 into 10 to the power of 5 whole square, nu 1 square. Therefore, C1 is equal to, if I multiply that one with the help of a calculator, it is 4 into 3.14 into 3.14 into 200 into 64. That is equal to, I am getting 504811.52. Now I have to adjust the power. Now it is 10 to the power of 5 whole square is 10 to the power of 10 minus 10 to the power of 6. Therefore it is 10 to the power of plus 4 in the denominator we are getting. That is equal to, if I work out 1 divided by 504811.52, that is equal to 0.0000198 into 10 to the power of plus 4 goes to the numerator, therefore it is minus 4. Now if I rearrange the terms, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Therefore I am getting C1 is equal to 198 into 10 to the power of minus 12 farads. Or minus 12 is nothing but 198 picofarad. 198 picofarad. That is the first capacitor C1 value, initial value, one value. Similarly, we can write C2 is equal to the same formula, 1 divided by 4 pi square L nu 2 square. That we have to work out. So 1 divided by 4 into 3.14 whole square. L is 200 into 10 to the power of 6, that is minus 6, and frequency 1.2 into 10 to the power of 6 whole square. If I simplify this one, I will get 4 into 3.14 into 3.14 into 200 into 1.2 into 1.2. I am getting 11,358.26. 11,358.26 multiplied by the powers. So 10 to the power of 12, 10 to the power of minus 6. Therefore, it is 10 to the power of plus 6. If I further simplify this one, 1 divided by 11,358.26 is equal to 0.00088 into 10 to the power of plus 6 goes to the numerator, therefore it is 10 to the power of minus 6. Or I will rearrange the terms 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 10 to the power of minus 6, minus 6, minus 6, minus 12. Therefore 88 into 10 to the power of minus 12 farad, or C2 is equal to 88 picofarad. Now that is the frequency, that is the range of capacitor. The capacitor should have the range from 88 picofarad to 198 picofarad. If I vary the capacitor, then it is going to tune these particular frequencies, 800 kilohertz to 1000 200 kilohertz range. Next problem. Figure shows a series LCR circuit connected to a variable frequency 230 volt source. L 5 Henry, C 80 microfarad capacitor, resistor is 40 ohm. You have to calculate the three. Determine the source frequency which drives the circuit in resonance. That is, we have to calculate resonance frequency. Obtain the impedance of the circuit and amplitude of the current at the resonance frequency. Determine the RMS potential drop across the three components of the circuit. Show that the potential drop across the LC combination is 0 at resonance frequency. Those things we have to calculate. Now circuit is as shown in the diagram. Now it is a little bit a lengthy problem. So here given source voltage, that is RMS value of the voltage is given 230 volts, VRMS. Resist L is given, it is 5.0 Henry. Capacitor is given, it is 80 microfarad, that is 80 into 10 to the power of minus 6 farad. And the resistance value is given, R is equal to, it is 40 ohm. These are the given quantities. So since they have asked amplitude of the current, first we have to calculate the peak value of the voltage. That one thing we should find out. Then impedance, that is XL we have to calculate, that is inductive reactance. XC we have to calculate, capacitive reactance. From these things I have to calculate RMS value of the current and the peak value of the current, that is IM, and voltage across the three components, that is VR, question mark, VL and VC. Voltage across the three components we have to work out, and we have to show that voltage across the capacitor and the inductor is 0 at resonance. Those two are equal and opposite. That thing we have to prove. Now look here. RMS value of the voltage is given. We have to calculate the peak value. Therefore, Vm is equal to root 2 into V RMS. Root 2 is 1.41 into VRMS is 230. If you simplify this one, I am getting 1.41 into 230 is equal to 324.3 volts. It is the peak value of the voltage. Next we have to calculate the resonance frequency. Now the resonance frequency omega naught is given by 1 upon root L into C. Okay, we will work out angular frequency omega naught. Now that is equal to 1 upon under square root, what is L? It is 5 into capacitance C, 80 into 10 to the power of minus 6. Therefore, omega naught is equal to 1 upon 80 into 5, it is 400 into 10 to the power of minus 6. Therefore, omega naught is equal to 1 upon square root of 400 is 20 into 10 to the power of minus 3. Therefore, omega naught is equal to 1 by 20 is 0.05 into 10 to the power of minus 3 numerator ಹೋದ್ರೆ plus 3 ಆಗ್ತದೆ, or the resonance frequency is 50 radian per second. The angular resonance frequency we got 50 radians per second. Now we will work out the inductive reactance and capacitive reactance. Inductive reactance is omega naught into L. Therefore, omega naught just we have calculated 50 into L is 5. Therefore, 250 ohms. Similarly, Xc is equal to 1 upon omega naught C, 1 upon 50 into C is 80 into 10 to the power of minus 6. Therefore, Xc is equal to, I will work out 1 divided by 4000 is equal to 0.00025 into 10 to the power of minus 6 numerator ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ plus 6 ಆಗ್ತದೆ. If I simplify 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, therefore Xc is equal to, it is also 250 ohms. Both are, no, XL is 250, Xc is 250. Both are equal at resonance, and hence the voltage across the two combination is obviously 0. Now the impedance Z is equal to square root of R square plus Xc minus XL whole square. At resonance, we have found Xc is equal to XL, therefore Z is equal to R. Now what is the value of R? We have 40 ohm resonance. Okay. Therefore, the amplitude of the current, that is peak value of current, Im is equal to peak value of the voltage divided by the impedance at resonance. Peak value of the voltage that we have calculated 324.3 divided by 40. Therefore, the peak value of the current is 324.3 divided by 40, that is equal to 8.12 amps of current is flowing. This is the peak value of the current which is flowing at resonance. Determine the RMS potential drop across the three currents. So from this one I have to calculate RMS value of the current. Now IRMS is equal to Im by root 2. Im 8.12 divided by 1.41. If I work out 8.12 divided by 1.41, I am getting 5.76 amps of current. This is the RMS value of the current. Okay. Now we have to calculate what is the RMS potential drop across the three components. That I will do here. Now, voltage across the inductor, RMS value of the voltage across the inductor is IRMS into XL. IRMS is that we have calculated 5.76 into XL we have worked out 250. That is equal to 5.76 into 250. That is equal to 1440 volts VL. Similarly, VC is equal to IRMS into XC. IRMS is 5.76. XC is also 250. That is 1.4. That is 1440 volts. And VR, voltage across the resistor, IRMS into R. IRMS is 5.76 into resistor is 40. 5.76 into 40, that is equal to 230.4 volts. Now at resonance, the voltage across the inductor and the voltage across the capacitor both are equal. 1440, 1440. But in the case of inductor, voltage is leading by 90 degree. In the case of capacitor, voltage is lagging by 90 degree. Then what is the phase angle between the two combination? The phase angle between the combination of the two is 0, and hence the potential drop across the two is 0. Potential drop across the two is 0, or I will write it like this. Now potential drop is equal to, it is Vc minus VL. Now Vc 1440 minus 1440, that is equal to 0, because these two are, now here current is leading, here voltage is leading, therefore phase angle is 0, therefore the potential drop across the combination is 0.